Today's PortSwigger tutorial is entitled Exploiting NoSQL Injection to Extract Data. The user lookup functionality for this lab is powered by a vulnerable MongoDB NoSQL database. To solve the lab, we must log in as the administrator. We have our usual credentials and the tip. The password only uses lowercase letters. Great. Let's access the lab. First, log in with the provided credentials. Now, go to burp, proxy, HTTP history. We know that the vulnerability arises in the lookup functionality. We find the GET request to a user lookup page. Select the request and send it to repeater by pressing Ctrl R. If we send the request, we get a could not find user message. I don't know where this long username came from, but let's just try using our username winner. Send the request and we can see the user was found. Now to check if there is a database vulnerability, just add a single quote to the user parameter and send the request. We get a different error message, which indicates that we have broken the query. If you don't know how this works, I've explained it a little bit more in depth in the previous tutorial, exploiting NoSQL operator injection to bypass authentication. I will link it in the description below. Now, if we add a null character after the user parameter, everything after it should be ignored and we should see our user details again. Send the request and it works. What we want to see now is if we can inject boolean conditions to change the response. We will add an 1 equals 1. Select the ampersands and press Ctrl U to URL encode them, then send the request. Because the conditions are true, we get the user details. Now, let's send a condition that is false. So 1 equals 2. This time, we get the could not find user message. This means we can trigger different responses for true and false conditions. Now let's check if the password field exists. If it does, we should get the user details in the response. So after the encoded ampersands, write this.password and click send. So the password field exists. Now let's check if the administrator user exists. For this, replace winner with administrator and click send. We get the administrator's user details. This means all that's left is to find his password. First, let's see how long the password is. This.password.length equals 1. Send the request. We get the could not find user message, meaning that the password does not equal 1. Send this request to intruder by pressing Ctrl I. In intruder, select the value of the password length and click add. Now go to payloads, select numbers for the payload type and let's go from 1 to 30. Click start attack. Filter the responses by the length of the response. We can see that the correct answer is 8, so the password is 8 characters long. Back in repeater, we will use a regular expression to brute force the password character by character. For this, we will write this.password.match, parentheses, double quotes, and the following regular expression. Let's explain this a bit. Select the regular expression, go to the browser and open regex101.com. Paste the expression. As you can see, you get a character by character explanation on the right side. Consider the string ABCDE. What the expression is doing is matching any character 0 times, then matching the character A, then matching any character any number of times. Now, if we change this 0 to 1, the expression will match any character exactly once, then match the A character. This means the second position of our string should have an A in order to be selected. Change the B to an A and it works as intended. If we change the 1 to 2, then the expression will match any character twice and then expect an A character. But we have a C. If we change the regular expression to look for a C, this works again. This means we are going to find the administrator's password character by character. Now that we know how this works, let's get back to burp and send the user lookup request to intruder. What we are going to do to find the password is add 2 payloads. Select the 0 and click add. Also select the A character and click add. Change the attack type to cluster bomb. What this is going to do is match the first value of the first payload with all of the values of the second one, then the second value of the first payload with all of the values of the second one, and so on. Go to payload. We want the first payload to contain numbers from 0 to 7 because remember that the password has 8 characters. The second payload will contain a simple list of all of the lowercase letters. We know that the password only uses lowercase letters from the lab's tip. Start the attack. We only want the responses that contain the user credentials, so select the email, click the filter button at the top, and add the email to the filter by search term input field and click apply. Now, if we order the numbers, we get the password character for each position. Write down the password character by character. I will just use this filtering field. Copy the password, go back to the lab and log in as the administrator. This solves the lab. This is it for today's tutorial. See you in the next one. Bye.